So our first task it is to develop a landing page for any website. You can develop a landing page for any website. So in today's class, I will be showing you an example. I am having an example of a website called Organic Farming, which I have developed by using HTML and CSS. You can also use HTML and CSS and develop a website of your choice. Okay, I'll be just showing you an example. You can just take a reference from it and you can also implement your own ideas. Okay, so we'll see that. First, I'll show you the output. Once the output is clear, we'll move into the HTML and CSS. So I hope you can see the output on the screen. So this is my output. So you can see here I have just used a background image and I'm having a heading tags here which I have h1 and h3 tags. In h1 tag I have taken the text as organic agriculture, and this is h3 tag in which I have bringing you the freshest produce in land. And if you see the main thing here in this task will be navigation bar. So in the navigation bar we are including all the HTML and CSS you can see. So this is a navigation bar, and towards this side you can see the drop down. You can we have included the drop down here. So when I hover on the product, so initially the drop down will not be visible to you. When I hover is nothing but like keep the mouse pointer on that particular products, you will be seeing a drop down visible. We'll see how we have created that also when we discuss with the HTML and CSS. And when I hover on the beetroot again, you will be seeing an extension of the drop down for all the remaining things also. And in the similar way, you're having two more things like contact and about, in which like if you click on contact, it will be taking you to some other page. In the similar way, if you go to beetroot, so you will go to some other page. In the same way, like when you click on all the files, you will be navigating to some other pages. In the products like beetroot, carrot, and all these things, you will be getting some steps to grow the beetroot or steps to grow that particular product in an organic way. And when you move to more, you will be having steps to avoid pest, like avoidance of pest. And in the contact, you will have some contact details. And when you come to about, you will be having about biological farming. What actually is this organic farming mean, and what are the advantages, and all those things you will be having. So this is our landing page. So yeah, is that clear to you with the output? Whatever we have just seen now. Okay. Okay, so now we'll move to our HTML and CSS. So regarding the output, if you see how we have designed the drop downs and all, it is by using list. So in this task, we'll be mainly using list. We'll have sublists and all. We'll use all those things so that we'll segregate all the elements into sublists, and we can style them so that you will be creating a drop down. I'll also show that to you now. Okay, we'll discuss in brief about all the HTML and of course CSS. You can use any editor. You can use Visual Studio Code. You can use Notepad, whatever that supports no, HTML. You can use any editor. First of all, to make you understand more about HTML, what I'll do is I'll remove the CSS and I'll show you the HTML. So you can see I have removed the CSS and we are left with this declaration, HTML5 declaration, that is doc type HTML, and you have opening HTML tag, and inside which we are having body tag, and inside the body tag we have all the HTML elements like labels, unordered list elements, anchor tags, all those things. If I refresh the page here, so you can see this is the HTML without the CSS. So this is the label organic farming, and you can see this home, products, contact and about, these are one list, and in the products, which is one of the list element, we are having one more unordered list inside the products, and inside that I have beetroot, carrot and all these things, and inside that I of course have one more list, unordered list or whatever you can take. So the difference is, if you take unordered list, you will get bullet points. If you get ordered list, you will get serial numbers. That's all. Whatever you want, you can use. Anyway, after the CSS is applied, you can't see any numbers or bullet points, right? We'll be applying the CSS in such a way that you'll not get any of these things. So just for the sake of segregation, you can use anything like ordered list or unordered list. I'll show you how we are getting this, like home products, how the hierarchy is being built. I'll just explain you. But here if you see, we are having a label, and also this is h1 tag and this is h2 or h3 tag. We'll see in the HTML here. So inside the navigation bar I have a label. So this class you can ignore as of now, because we are using class here to just, we can just style this organic farming by using this class name in the CSS. So that is the reason you'll have classes inside the HTML elements. And you can see anchor tags here. All these are anchor tags, because when you click on some like home products or whatever thing, you will be navigating to some other page. And all this list, I'll explain you about the list again, but I'm just showing you the HTML. And at the last, you can just focus on this thing in which I have taken a division, and the class for that division is homepage content. The class name is homepage content, and inside that I have two heading tags, h1 and h3. So I have just segregated them in a division because I want to style them together. So instead of writing two CSS, I'll be writing only one CSS for the division, so that the h1 tag and h3 tag, for both the things the style will be applied. So that is the reason I have taken a division and I have placed h1 and h3 tag inside that. So yeah, this is about the heading tags. This is the just basic syntax that I have. I'll explain you about this list so that it will be even more clear to you. But yeah, as of now, is everything okay? Is everything fine? Or if you have any doubt, you can also ask. Is that clear to you, whatever we have so far discussed? You can respond, you can also react, that is not a problem. Okay, thank you, Anjali. Others also, it's better if you respond. And now let me just show you the list, how the list is being built. Let me just take this example. I'll just type it so that it will be even more clear. So this is the syntax, right? Basic syntax. Now inside this, I'll take ordered list, unordered list, anything you can take. First of all, let me take unordered list. I'll take UL tag followed by closing UL tag. So inside UL, you have to take list elements li, right? So first, let me take li tag followed by closing li tag. Inside the li tag, I'll just take something like home, and after the home, I'll take one more list element in the same hierarchy of the unordered list, the first unordered list. Inside this list element, I'll take products and close this. And in the similar way, one more thing. And inside that, I'll take contact. And the last one, in which I'm going to take about. Okay, so this is our list, right? Basically, so let me save this. This is list1.html. I'm going to run this. You can see we have got four list elements: home, product, contact, and about. So inside this product, I'll add few more things by creating one more list, so that I'll get one more hierarchy of the list, that means sub list for the products. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll go inside this list element, and inside this list element, I'll take one more unordered list or ordered list, anything you can take. I'll take OL or UL, you can take anything. And inside this again, I'll take list elements. And this list element is beetroot. In the similar way, I'll take one more thing. As of now, I'm going to take these two things. Now if I refresh, you can see I've got beetroot and carrot, right? Even inside that also, you can take one more unordered list. Inside the beetroot, if you want, you can take one more unordered list to place more. One more unordered list or ordered list, anything. Again, you can take list element. Take more. In the similar way, inside this also, you can take one more unordered list. I'm copying this and I'll paste it there also. See, in the carrot, I have one more unordered list. In the beetroot, I have one more unordered list. Save this. See, I've got more, right? So this is the same way I have used here. So while styling, initially this list it is there, right? Home, products, contact, and about. That one I'll style so that it will be visible to us in a horizontal way, and all those things I'll add the CSS. And after that, the sublist that is visible to us, I'll make sure that that sublist is added the style, so that it will be visible to us like a drop down. And after that, for more, I'll add one more CSS. So in such a way, I'll be adding the CSS. So this is about HTML, in which we have used for our task. So is that clear to you? Okay. Okay. So this is the HTML that we have used for our index page. Now we'll move to our CSS. I've taken internal CSS. I'll also explain you the three types of CSS. Okay. So this is how our page will be looking like once we add the CSS. Okay, we'll see that one by one. First, let me just say you about three types of CSS. We have three types of CSS: inline, internal, and external. So this is internal CSS. Coming to inline CSS, you will be taking the CSS inside the tags itself, inside the HTML tags. Like here, you are having HTML elements, right? So inside the HTML tags itself, here only you will be having the CSS. For that, if you want me to show an example, so I also have an example for that. Let me show you that. So this is how the inline CSS will be looking like. So inside the h1 tag, I have style attribute. So whatever the things that you write inside the tags, they'll be called as attributes. So this style attribute you are having, and that in for that style attribute, I'm giving the CSS like color to blue, or for the paragraph tag, I have color to red. The disadvantage with this is, so we are having two paragraph tags here, right? So if you apply the style for this paragraph tag, only this particular paragraph tag will be getting that style. So this is also a paragraph tag, but this paragraph tag will not be getting this style applicable. So it will be individual only for this paragraph tag. The style attribute will be applicable. So this is the thing. And after that, if you come to internal CSS, you can see this is the internal CSS. So in the internal CSS, you will be having head, right? So the HTML structure is like in the HTML, you'll have head, you'll have body. Inside the body, you'll write HTML elements. So inside the head, you'll be having some meta tags. You'll have this CSS also. So you can just take style tag here. So this is style tag. You can see that is style attribute. And inside the style tag, you can take this body. So what if this is body, right? Which is body tag. For body tag, you're applying the style. For h1 tag, you're applying the style. Sorry. And for the paragraph tag, you're applying the style. So the advantage here is you're having two paragraph tags, right? So for how many number of paragraph tags you're having, for all those things, this style will be applicable. Okay, in the same day for the all heading h1 tags, this style will be applicable, and for the body the style is applicable. So that is the difference. And if you come to external, so the same way, but instead of placing that in the same place, we will be using an external file in which you will be saving that with the extension of .css, and you will mention all the css there. And after that, in the HTML, by using head, in the head only, you will be using link tag. In the link tag, you will be connecting that. So that is like this. So you can see head here. So in the inside the head, you will have link, and in the link, you will be having relation. It is style sheet, right? So CSS, it is cascading style sheet, and href, in the HTML reference, we are referencing that particular page in which we have taken the CSS. So in the style.css, we will be placing the CSS, all the CSS for this particular thing. That will be this one. See, without any style tags or style attribute, you will place the CSS in a separate file, and you will add that. That means you will be linking that with the HTML file by using link tag. So these are three types of CSS. You can use any of these things for your applications. Is that clear to you about these three types of CSS? Okay. Others also you can just respond, or if you're having any doubts, you can also ask me so that I'll be clarifying them. Okay, so I think everything is clear. We'll continue. Coming to our CSS in our file, let me open that again. Okay. Yeah. So I have already told you that we are using internal CSS here, and inside this I am just first taking this star. Star is universal selector. So whatever the thing that you place inside this curly braces, that is applicable for the entire document. That is the entire index.html file. You will be getting this style applicable. So that is margin to 0. Margin is nothing but the space, that the distance from all the edges of the viewport. Viewport is nothing but the screen that is visible to us, and the space from that particular viewport is margin. So initially we are setting margin and padding. Padding is nothing but the space between the HTML elements. For example, so if you see here, the margin, it is set 0. That means margin is nothing but from the viewport the margin will be 0. Initially we are setting that. After that you can just modify so that you'll not get any errors. For example, if I remove this, you can see you will be having some disturbance in the design. So that is the reason you will be setting these things. Let me just remove, save. If I refresh this here, see. So to align properly and everything, if everything wanted to be clear, so that is the reason I am just using the margin and padding to 0 initially. Let me replace that. Save. You can see that. And after that you have list style to none. So I have already told you while I'm discussing about the list, so you'll not have any bullet points or numbers once you style, right? So that is the reason. So this particular thing is the reason, that is list style to none. We'll place list style to none so that that particular bullet points or numbers, anything will not be visible to us. And we'll also place text decoration to none, because we are using anchor tags, right? For anchor tags you will be getting underline by default, so we'll be removing that underline by placing text decoration to none. And after that you can see this one. This is for home page content. So I have already told you, right? We have a class name class, and the class name is home page content for h1 and h3 tags, which I have placed them in a division. This one. So this particular division, if I want to style this h1 and also h3 tags together, I can style this division, and I'm styling this division by using class name. The class name is homepage content. Because it is a class, you have to use dot in the CSS while you're styling. You can see the dot here, dot homepage content, and you can see for these two things I'm talking about, the organic agriculture and bringing you the freshest produce in land. I have aligned them to the center, and I have also taken padding. Padding is the distance with respect to this navigation bar. So margin, it will be with respect to the viewport, but padding, it is with respect to the navigation bar. That is the difference you can see. So padding from all the sides, so 200 pixel of padding, you can see that. Text alignment to center, and have taken the font to white, that is color to white, and font size also have increased. So you can see the size, it is increased by 30 pixel. Okay, so this, and after that you are having body. So for the entire body tag, I have just taken a background image here. In my case, my image, it is in the images folder. So it is inside the images folder, and you can see this main picture, and the extension of this is JFIF. So in the similar way I'm taking. So in the images folder slash and followed by your file name with the extension. So you're not having any folder, you're directly having your file. In that case, you no need to mention the images. That means that particular folder is not necessary to be mentioned. And I have taken the height and width to 100 VH and 100 VW. VH and VW, they are viewport height and viewport width. Viewport is the total screen that is visible to us. And position to relative. So position, it will be static if you don't mention anything. That is, by default position will be static. The difference between the static and relative is, so here if you see this organic agriculture and bringing the fishes produce in land, they are on the image. So if you want to make this happen, that means if you want to overlay text on the image, in that case you have to take the image as relative. Otherwise you can't see the text on it. So that is the reason I have made that to relative. And these three things you can see: background position to center, background repeat to no repeat. So we are placing the image to the center and we are not repeating the image, and background size is covered the entire screen. So this is about the body, so that is for the body tag. Is that clear to you up to now about these three things in the CSS? Okay. Okay. And next, if you see, so this is how we will be styling the inside things. For example, you are having a navigation tag, and inside the navigation tag you are having something in which you are having a class called logo. So if you see that, this is the thing. So inside the navigation bar I'm having a label, and the name of the class for that label is logo. That means I'm styling this organic farming label here. So you can see that. So here if you see, the color to white, font size to 33 pixel, all these things. So CSS, you have to explore the CSS, that's all. So you can see this organic farming. I've taken the color to white, made the font to bold, taken some padding. So padding I have taken only from left. So you can see, right, I am not taking the padding from top, bottom, any place. I'm just taking from the left. So that is why I have taken padding left 110 pixel, line height to 70, font weight bold. So all these basic CSS you can add. And this is for the entire navigation bar. So for the entire navigation tag, the height is 70 pixel, the same size of the logo. And background, this is hexadecimal number for the color that is visible to you here, this color. And yeah, box shadow, you can just give the shadows. If you are having, if you want a website for shadows, you are having websites like CSS Scan, where you will be having many shadows. You can just copy and use them so that it will be nice. Let me show you the website also. CSS Scan. So inside that you will be having examples of shadows. So you can see that here, all these shadows. Once you just click on that, you can just copy that particular shadow and you can just use them for your design that you want. Okay, is that clear to you about the CSS Scan? Is that clear to you? Okay, and that is how I have taken a shadow here. Even like, because of the background image, I think it might not be visible, but I have taken a shadow here. You can explore by using CSS Scan. You can take whatever the shadows that you want. And now if you see, this is our main thing. So for nav UL, so inside the navigation bar I have UL, right, which is our main thing in which I'm having uh, the main. Let me show you. Yeah, this UL, nav UL. I'm talking about this home, products, beetroot. So inside that it will be presented, but as of now it is not visible to us. But all these things, nav UL means this particular unordered list. I'm moving that towards right, float right. So initially, if you see, without the CSS, all these things they were visible to us here, right? I'm making them to we move towards right by using float to right, I'll also take some distance from this side to 30 pixel. Margin from right, I'm taking 30 pixel. And now I'm styling the individual list elements like these things. So inside the UL, what are the list elements I have? Home, products, contact, and about. So these things I'm going to make them to be visible in an inline block so that they'll be visible to me one after the other in a horizontal manner rather than rather than in vertical manner. So initially they were vertical, right? If you observed previously, they were vertical. So by placing inline block, you can just place them in a horizontal way, and inside that I have individual anchor tags. So this CSS, it is for the sake of this one. You can see the color, the space, some padding, and all these things. For that you can see the CSS, that is color to white, padding, line height, font size, and all these things you can add. And now if you see the main thing, how this color is being visible to us for this home, and when we hover on products, contact, or about, you are getting the same color. That means for two things you are having the same CSS. This is how I have added the CSS. First of all, for nav, UL, LI, and anchor tags. That means I'm talking about, so this nav, UL, LI, and anchor tags. I'm talking about all these are anchor tags, right? Home, products, all the remaining things also. Whatever the anchor tags that are presented inside that. For that, if you see the CSS, what I'm applying is, when I hover is nothing but keeping the mouse on that particular thing, this particular anchor tag, and that is one case. And the second case is the thing in which I am having a class name as active. For example, this is home page, right? So in the home I have taken the class active, class name as active. So that means this home also will be having the same CS. This is the second case. The first case is inside the unordered list, whatever the anchor tags are presented, that will be getting this particular CSS when we hover. And the second one is in whichever anchor tag I have a class name called active. For both the things, the CSS that I am applying is, sorry, the CSS that I am applying is, you can see that here, color to this particular number. This is hexadecimal number for the things that you see. So the case one, what is the case one? Like when I hover on all the anchor tags that are presented, they'll be converting to that particular color. And in the home, I have taken the class name as active. So that particular class also, it is getting the color, that is that particular color to act the same color. This is how you can just take two cases with the same CSS. And is that okay to you up to this part? Is that clear? Okay. Okay, we have few more things. So here you can see nav ul, that means unordered list inside unordered list, the second hierarchy of that list that we have taken. That means all the products, contact, about, all those things are there, right? Inside the products we are having beetroot, carrot, and all those things in a separate unordered list. For that unordered list I'm taking this one, that is position to absolute. And position to absolute because I want the color to be visible only up to that particular thing, that where the text is visible. So that is why I have taken position to absolute. And border, I'm taking the border in the top. You can see that, sorry, not here, this one. So border, you can see border in the top. And what is the next one I have? Opacity to 0. Opacity to 0 is nothing but visibility to none. All those things you'll have, right? Visibility hidden, display to none. The same way you'll have opacity to 0 also, that it will not be visible to us initially. Okay, I'm just taking the border and also I'm making the position to absolute, but initially I'll not be making them visible. That is opacity to 0. And now if you see nav ul li, that means nav ul li is what? This one, this is navigation bar. In unordered list, I have li tags which are home, products, contact and about. Nav ul li is nothing but these four things: home, product, contact and about. What is the CSS that I have? Nav ui li. When I hover on them, that means that particular list elements, this greater than symbol is, it will be resembling the sublist. So if that particular list element, it is having the sublist, sub unordered list, if it is having this particular sub unordered list, then I'm making opacity to 1. The thing here, what I'm doing is nav ul li, that means home, products, contact and about. When I hover on them, if they are having the sub unordered list, so home is not having that sub unordered list, contact is not having, about is also not having, but this products is having that, right? So when I hover on the products, I'm making the visibility to 1, that is, sorry, opacity to 1. Initially I have taken opacity to 0 so that it is not visible, but I have taken a condition where when I hover on this particular products only, I'll be getting that one visible by taking opacity to 1. And I have also taken the top to 70 pixel, because here if you see, if I remove this top to 70 pixel, more it is not being visible to us correctly. So that is the reason I have taken top to some distance like 70 pixel, so that the more also will be correctly aligned. Okay, is that clear to you how we are making the drop down visible? Is that clear? Or if you're having any doubt, you can ask me. Someone can respond. Is that clear up to now, the CSS? Okay, okay. We have few more CSS. We'll see that. And yeah. So in this way, you have to add the CSS. That is for the nav, ul, That means for the navigation tag, you are having unordered list. Inside the unordered list, you are having one more unordered list. And in that particular list elements you will have, right? That means we are talking about this one. Nav, ul, and inside this particular thing, you are having, this is one more unordered list. And in this, you are having all these list elements like beetroot, carrot, corn, and all these things. For that, this CSS is applicable. We are displaying them in a list item. In position to relative, because more it is overlaying on that. Border also, you are taking some border, width, and all those things you can say. And this is for the anchor tags. We are just taking the line height to 50 pixel. That means we are talking about the products inside which we are having beetroot, carrot, corn, and all those things. And this is about more. So this is the third hierarchy, right? You will in the unordered list you're having one more unordered list, inside which you're having one more unordered list. That is more. For more, you're taking the border as none because you're not having any border for this. Not refreshed. Okay. So for the more, I'm taking border to none, and for that more also I'm taking the top to minus 70 pixel. Otherwise, what is happening is, so when I hover on this, if I don't take any like top minus 70 pixel or left 150 pixel, what is the output that I'm getting is, when I hover here on the beetroot, more is visible to us in the place of carrot. Okay, so that is the reason I have moved that to top and also towards right. So that is the CSS that I have applied here for that particular thing. And yeah, so this is about the CSS. And when I click on the pages, because they are anchor tags, I have taken the pages there. If you see, we have href attribute HTML reference. So when I click on that particular anchor tag, I'll be moving to this beetroot.html page, where I'm just having some text with some image. That will be clear to you, I guess. Like, you will be just taking an image, you can see in the output itself. when I go to beetroot.html, I'll be just placing an image here towards side, and you will be just having a text. That's all. So this is how we are having our task. All the remaining things also the same way, but the picture and the text will be different. That's all. You can use heading tags, bold tags, break tags, and all the basic tags, and you can also write the text. So, and I have included this navigation bar in all the pages, because if I'm in this contact right now, if I don't have this particular thing, that is this particular navigation bar, I can't navigate to home page, right? I can't navigate to any other pages from contact. So that is the reason I have taken this navigation bar in all the pages. And yeah, is that okay to you? Is that clear to you about the task? So this is the basic idea about your first task, and you can implement your own ideas by using your HTML and CSS. Is that clear to you about the task? I think my screen has stuck, so give me a minute, I'll rejoin. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, this is your task, and you can implement your own ideas also in the HTML and CSS. And if you're having any doubts in what are the things that we have discussed so far, or about the task, or about the internship, or anything, you can ask me. Is everything clear with the task? Okay, okay. Others also, if you're having any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, then, so I hope everything is clear, and we'll meet in our next class with our next task. And thank you.